Thank you, and welcome to the IONOS Summit 2024. Cloud access, your key to the digital now. I have to say, when I prepared for my speech this year, I was pretty clear on actually 3 topics I would like to talk about today. I was pretty clear on the what. I wasn't so clear, in all transparency, on the how and how I should kick things off. The good thing is, at IONOS, there's always a helping hand right next to you. This time, however, it was not one of my colleagues, or like, for example, Markus Noga, who's a great partner, sparringspartner. It was not one of my amazing team members in our commercial teams. This time, it was our newest product that we just recently launched, the IONOS AI Model Hub. What does it stand for? It's the first German multimodal hub that gives you easy, convenient, and secure access to a vast array of AI models. In fact, there's 5 large language models available on that platform right now. There's 1 stable diffusion image generating model available. And of course, there's databases connected to it. So basically, via an API, it's readily available. You can use it today. And this is what I did, basically. I used our AI model hub. I used a Llama 3 70 billion model and bounced some ideas back and forth on how to best kick things off around the digital now in the year 2024. And as we came in the discussion, I shared also some personal notes. We came to the conclusion I actually should share one of my recent experiences I had, personal experience, when it comes to the digital now here in Germany. And I have to say, when I reflected on this, I'm really worried. But stick with me for a minute, and I'll get to it. So a couple of weeks ago, I twisted my shoulder. Wasn't too bad, but somehow the pain didn't go away, so I had to get an MRI. When I arrived at my doctor's office in Heidelberg, close to our headquarters in Karlsruhe, I saw a sign and I was amazed. The sign said, "Get your MRI images examined by our AI model, and as studies have proven, get up to 20% more accurate results." I was blown away. This is amazing. And by the way, just for 20 euros. So regular insurances don't cover it, but 20%, 20 euros, sounds fair. I was amazed when I saw this. This is the digital now, live here in Germany. AI models are not only helping us write some texts or balance an idea for a speech, but actually make our lives better, help us improve, and help customers and patients in the end make better decisions. Amazing. However, when I talked to the doctor a couple of minutes later, my level of enthusiasm, I would say, was slightly reduced. Why? Because he told me 2 things. 1, adoption is really low. So only a handful of patients actually used that offer. And I was wondering why. Why is that the case? And in fact, actually, this model, there was 1 patient where this model predicted, it's for cancer, early indication and prediction, predicted exactly a cancerous spot that the human eye couldn't see, and it turned out it was true. So for 1 patient, for sure, this model changed a life and probably saved a life. Amazing. But somehow adoption is really low. Patients don't do it, maybe they don't trust it yet. And there was another reason that at least partially could explain this. Number 2 is, all the data, I asked, hey, what do you do with my data? All the data, unfortunately, was not stored locally in the office or in Germany in a data center, but was actually transferred to the US, to one of our competitors, and stored in the US. And also this data was used for training models, which is fair, but still is something that, of course, you have to consider when making that decision. And I lived in the US for 5 years, also during COVID and the pandemic, and I can tell you, I know what the government is able to do with all of your data, and especially your health data. For me, personally, very critical point, data sovereignty was not given, and also part of the reason why some customers just didn't feel comfortable using this. So, long story short, I think Great example, AI model, live in reality, adoption, unfortunately not that big, and digital sovereignty, big, big question mark. Moving back to when I entered the office, I then proceeded to the counter to check in. At that point, my level of enthusiasm was basically down to 0, because you might guess what happened. I was handed over 10 pieces of paper. I had to fill in my name 5 times, my address 5 times, my medical history 3 times on this piece of paper, to then just hand it over to the consultant at the desk, to then have her type it in manually. This is not the digital now. This is digital yesterday at best. And when I asked her, hey, why don't you just let me do this online before I actually come here, or why don't you just give me a tablet and I can put it in? She said, we have this IT guy, one IT guy, and he was supposed to do this for 6 months now, but somehow he didn't get to it, and honestly, we're no IT specialists, and I don't know, it's just not moving forward. I think that's exactly the point. It's just not moving forward. And you might say, hey, this is just maybe one example. So I brought 3 numbers that I think maybe add some more meat to the bone in this regard when we talk about, are we actually moving forward? 3 numbers, 24, 12, and 0. Just 3 numbers. 24, 12, and 0. What does it stand for? It's not Christmas Eve of the year 2000, which, by the way, was one of the first really, really strong e-commerce seasons after the first Cyber Monday, or like the pre-Cyber Monday, so to say. So definitely for the commerce and online commerce in Germany, it was a big, big season at that day. But this is not what I'm talking about today. 24 is our rank, Germany, in terms of competitiveness of our economy out of 67 countries. It's a regular IMD report. They do this every year. This is 24 numbers. We are not even in the first tertile of countries in the world. What's even worse, if you look at just digital infrastructure, digital capital, capabilities, cybersecurity, which is a subset of this, we're on position 37. We're not even among the top 50% of countries. 10 years ago, we were among the top 10. So if we talk about not moving forward, I think we could even say, hey, are we actually moving backwards? At least in relative terms to our competitors. So Germany, we're not making progress. 12 is the percent of companies that used AI in the last year. You might say, is this high, is this low? We're somewhere in the midfield in Europe. However, what's more concerning, this number didn't change for 2 years in a row. There is no true increase in adoption of AI, of newest technology, and we've been stagnant for 2 years now. Right in the midst of the hype, where everything basically is moving forward and great innovations come to play. Number 3, 0. You might guess what this stands for. GDP growth. Germany, Q2 2024, we are not growing. Our economy is not growing. And I think this shouldn't be a surprise if you look at the other 2 numbers and many, many other facts that I think are out there. We're just not moving forward. Germany, we have a problem. The good thing is, in Germany, we're quite good at solving problems. And every single problem also represents an opportunity. Key opportunity for sure, AI. Is AI the savior? I don't know. Is it going to make a difference? Probably, it already does today. Is it a huge opportunity for GDP growth that we just talked about? Absolutely. Recent study by Goldman Sachs indicates, especially for developed markets like Germany, it's a massive, massive opportunity. 1.4% additional GDP growth that can be generated over the next years just through the implementation of AI. Recent PwC study also predicted that by 2030, the contribution of AI to GDP, to economic wealth, can be as much as $16 trillion. This is the GDP of China, roughly, currently. Massive, massive opportunity. So what's holding us back? Is there an AI skill gap? There certainly is. Not only in the doctor's office, there's like 50% of German companies say that they actually lack the ability to properly implement, to use AI tools, and can't really introduce process improvements based on news technology and AI. It's the doctor's office that said, hey, there's an IT guy, and somehow it's just not moving forward, and we can't do it. No one to blame, but in the end, this is a key challenge. At the same time, this is a huge opportunity. This is exactly what we at IONOS are doing. We are democratizing access to digitalization, access to the cloud solutions and services, access to the news technology like AI, and this in a very easy, convenient way so that everyone out there can actually use it. And by the way, of course, we're not doing this alone. Everyone, every single one of you, the digital ecosystem is doing this, is helping our customers every single day to make a change and digitalize processes and make everyone's life easier. We're not only doing this in a smart and efficient way, we're also doing this in a safe and sovereign way. Today, 86% of German companies say, hey, we are dependent on US providers. That's not good. The doctor's office had to send the data there because that's where the model was hosted. That's what the provider basically offered. At the same time, they don't want it. 77% say tomorrow they actually want a sovereign player, a European player, who's not tied to legal regulation requirements and laws that are outside of their control, that basically sit in third-party countries. And the US is a prime example in that regard. The Cloud Act, you all probably know this, definitely poses quite some legal uncertainty and quite some ability for the US government to tap into data that we actually want to protect our customers from. So you could say, I'm a dreamer. If I talk about sovereignty and we need like a strong European ecosystem, it's really, really on us. So maybe I'm a dreamer, but I'm definitely not the only one, and I quote John Lennon on this one, because there's a very, very good example where this actually already worked. Airbus. Airbus is the counterweight, the strong European player when it comes to airlines, when it comes to aviation, against the big, big incumbent in the US, Boeing. And if you just look at what recently happened at Boeing, tragically, there was a door blown off mid-flight. Luckily, no one was killed. Then this revealed significant quality assurance issues, not only in the production processes, but across the entire company. It was part of their culture. And then, most recently, there's a worker strike that basically led to the halt of the production of the 777, with yet unknown impact on the airline industry, travel overall, and global mobility. So it's good that we have Airbus. It's really, really good that we have Airbus and a strong ecosystem behind it of suppliers, of partners that are a counterweight and a balancing power in almost like an equilibrium in this global economy. If you take a more recent example in our industry, and you might have heard Olaf Scholz say this 2 days ago, when Intel announced that they actually postpone the buildup of a production plant for chips in Magdeburg by at least 2 years. And Olaf Scholz said, in Germany, we need to be less reliant on Asia and on the US. This is a fact, especially when it comes to critical infrastructure, especially when it comes to digitalization. And critical infrastructure is not only hardware, chip production, it is also fiber, it is connectivity, it is 5G, it is data centers and the cloud. And this is on all of us, to be honest. Yeah? We are the digital ecosystem. It's not only an opportunity, it's not only a mission of IONOS, it's a duty. German economy and the European economy, our stability relies on basically everyone in this room and more. It relies on the digital ecosystem. So we together have to build the digital now so that no public authority, no official body has to store data in the US or in Asia, that no public company or private company has to just select from 1 or 2 multinational cloud players in order to basically get the newest cloud solutions. And that also no small, medium-sized business or the doctor around the corner has to rely on sometimes honestly very, very complex, not tailored, not easy accessible solutions that are just not made for them. We at IONOS, this exactly is our mission. But it's not only our mission. And I'm very, very excited that we do have a strong network of partners that support us on our path, on our mission, and help our customers together with us end-to-end every single day. And today, I want to introduce you to a very special partner, a strategic long-term partner of IONOS. We've been working together for many, many years, very, very successfully. It's the leading independent IT systems integrator in Germany, with over 80 system houses in Germany, local system houses that help exactly not only the doctor's office and the small businesses, but also mid-market, large companies up to the public sector every single day on their path to digitalization.